So are we using them tonight?
If we need some, yeah.
But you'll kill somebody. They're all open, they're dead. You can't serve them, Alex.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 kitchen nightmares UK disasters.
Good 10, 12 flavours on the plate again. It's just confusion. And your mind is sort of working overtime to try and understand what's happening.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're going to be looking at the worst of restaurants in the original British version of this iconic show. Let us know in the comments if you dare to dine at these eateries. Number 10, the Sandgate Hotel. Often kitchen nightmares restaurants begin to fail because there aren't enough people to do everything. But that wasn't the case with Sandgate, not exactly anyway. While the head chef, Stuart, is snowed under and cooking for 3 different restaurants, there are far too many managers.
Lois has got more managers than the Ritz. But I can't work out who's running this place, and I've got a sneaky feeling no one else can either.
There's about a dozen of them, and nobody actually knows who's in charge, leaving the owners with no authority.
Have more stones.
Can you have more stones?
Yeah, everybody should be running it. That's the point.
Everybody should be running it.
Yeah, it should be run as a group.
That's what I'm trying to get through now. That's the problem.
Worse still, the owners want the restaurant to be run as if it's their living room, meaning they don't take the business seriously at all. It's too much for Gordon alone to handle, and he ends up drafting Jean-Baptiste, his irate French maitre d', to get the waiters up to snuff.
It's a f***ing nightmare. It's a bad organization, it's a lack of communication, a lack of team spirit, team leader. Nobody knows what they're doing.
Number 9, La Riviera. Way up on Scotland's northern coast, Gordon finds ailing French restaurant La Riviera, the product of a millionaire wanting to make the classiest restaurant possible. In Inverness, everybody in the kitchen is a decorated French chef.
To help realise his dream, Louis handpicked an impeccably trained brigade.
However, that's part of the problem. The food is too over the top, too expensive, too luxurious, and none of the locals want anything to do with it.
Very complicated. A lot of combinations of flavours going on.
The entire menu is also written in French, further putting people off visiting.
Would you eat that?
Would I eat it?
Aye.
You can't eat it, so you don't know what it is.
Gordon's just barely able to get his point about the fancy food across, and upon his return, he finds out they're still trying to push it. However, they did also open a much simpler business that's faring far better. Number 8, Piccolo Teatro. We saw a French restaurant in Scotland. How about a Scottish restaurant in France? Piccolo Teatro is owned by Scot Rachel McNally, bought for her by her wealthy father. It's a veggie restaurant right in the heart of Paris, but it's the badly behaved and downright bizarre chef Daniel who isn't helping the business to thrive. The hygiene is abysmal, the food is foul, and Rachel proves that she's just not cut out to run a business.
Non, je suis sérieuse. Les gens t'ont trop attendu, j'ai la honte. J'ai la honte, tu vas à la maison. C'est mon décision finale.
The worst disaster comes right at the end, however, when Rachel just abandons the cafe, despite Gordon bringing in a young, promising chef, India.
But where was Rachel?
She wasn't there. It was me and her father. We opened up, we done a lunch service.
You opened up without her?
She'll barely even answer for herself or how irresponsible she's been. Luckily, Gordon hired India for his own restaurant in London. Number 7, Ruby Tate's. Owned by C-list celebrity Alan Love, Ruby Tate's is an ailing seafood restaurant in Brighton. It's true that any seafood eatery in Brighton is going to have stiff competition, but Ruby Tate's is floundering.
It's not 5-star. It's not even 3-star. But in the end, it's not
The chefs can't work together and are clearly trying to take Alan for all he's worth. Though it's not helped by the interesting decor.
The artwork is by a local artist.
There's a pair of knickers on the wall there on that painting.
Yeah.
Gordon eventually finds out that the reason the food is so bad is that Alan has hated seafood his entire life and refuses to eat it, so he's got no idea how poor the kitchen is really doing.
I have a bit of an aversion to fish.
just because I had a bone in my throat as a kid.
Eventually, Gordon helps him rebrand as a cheaper but delicious fish and chip shop, though it didn't survive the recession.
That's really, really good. Yeah, it's great.
Number 6, La Lanterna. In a small town in Hertfordshire, Gordon's surprised to find a chef well-versed in Italian cuisine.
Then, childhood holidays in Italy turned him into a self-confessed Italian file.
15.
So much so, he's taken to calling himself Alessandro.
But he quickly finds out that Alex is full of it. He's got nothing to do with Italy, and the Italian chef who taught him to cook is a local taxi driver. Alex's food is bad, he's hundreds of thousands of pounds in debt, and his personal life is slowly being ruined.
With debts of more than £180,000, Alex is on the verge of losing everything he's got.
But the most embarrassing part of the episode comes when Gordon sees his car. A flash BMW Alex really bought but can't afford, with a custom number plate, A1 Chef. Alex has also hired his best mate Gavin to do front of house, a job he's not cut out for in the slightest.
I'm going to have to teach Gavin how to get tough, if he's going to have any authority.
Number 5, Clubway 41. It's supposedly a top-rated, award-winning restaurant in Blackpool, but Gordon soon discovers that this isn't quite true.
Eye-catching decor. Someone's pulling my plonker.
Not only does nobody nearby know the restaurant, but it's also serving some baffling dishes. Salmon and strawberry isn't a combo you'd think would work. And what do you know, it's disgusting.
What was going through somebody's mind putting salmon with strawberries? That can go off the end of the pier.
Upon further investigation, Gordon finds out that the head chef and owner, Dave, has absolutely no palate and can't find out what food is what when tasting it.
When you brush your teeth in the morning, do you use toothpaste or cigarettes? Because you've got a mouth like a cow's backside.
He has to get back to basics with Dave, leading to one infamous argument.
I don't think you can actually cook.
If you'd have talked
If you can't cook a muscle, yes.
In the end, they blame the restaurant's failure on a new bus stop opening outside, causing pollution. But Gordon doesn't buy it. Number 4, The Fish and Anchor. Former boxer Mike has always wanted to be a chef, but he's bulked up his whole menu with recipes from celebrity chef cookbooks.
Mike's got a plan to make the step up from the fat fryer to the cooking haute cuisine, nicking recipes from cookbooks used in the home, including mine.
Gordon's quick to point out that those recipes aren't designed to be used in a restaurant, and also doesn't hesitate when he finds out Mike's been writing fake reviews for the restaurant online.
Truthfully, yeah, and I know the truth, which one of these 3 did you post on there?
This one.
The real problem is Mike's relationship with his wife Karen, who works front of house, and their explosive rows.
Mike's even got his own Welsh battle cry for Karen.
Car! Car! Car!
These rows are a daily occurrence, and it's clear that until their marital differences are resolved, the restaurant won't succeed. Even Gordon gets tired of shouting with these two around.
So it's my fault now?
It's not just, I've just told you it's my, I've just told them it's
We
my
look
fault.
stupid.
Yes, I do.
We.
But no, you don't, because I've just told them it's my fault.
Number 3, La Parra de Buriana. Down in the sunny Costa del Sol, Gordon finds this failing Mediterranean restaurant. Lawrence wants to serve the British tourists more authentic Spanish food instead of just chips and a full English, but it's not going well. After witnessing an X-rated kebab and the terrible standards of the barbecue, he also discovers that the restaurant is very unhygienic.
Is that how they're always served?
Not only is the kitchen itself unpleasant, but the outdoor restaurant is filthy because dogs have been defecating there.
I've seen some unsavoury things in my time,
Alex, 2 seconds.
but dog shit in the dining area is unforgivable.
Lawrence's menu is absurd, serving Gordon a revolting dish of prawns and chocolate sauce.
It's worse than a chocolate sauce. It's hot, over-spicy chili chocolate sauce.
Finally though, disaster strikes. After having one good night, the restaurant is broken into and thousands of euros are stolen.
Been jimmied here and down the sides. It's still locked. I haven't moved or touched anything. This is how I found it when I came down.
Number 2, Oscars. In Cheshire, Gordon's trying to turn around a family-run Irish restaurant, but he quickly comes face to face with some serious problems.
They're the ribs, which cook in Coca-Cola.
Cooked in Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
The owner's son, Lenin, sadly has a drinking problem.
I had a few drinks yesterday, waking up to it, and basically through that, I did lose my concentration of what I was doing. Everything just went pear-shaped.
Gordon spends the first few days trying to convince him to stop drinking during service, but he ultimately collapses and Oscars is shut for a night.
Lennon collapsed. He's been rushed to hospital in an ambulance, and I hope the hell he's okay.
Lennon's drinking was far more out of hand than anyone realised, and he's got to step back from the business for his own health. Oscars did eventually close so that the family could focus on Lennon getting better, and he's since talked about how Gordon saved his life by intervening.
Your health and your condition makes far more important than that restaurant, you know that?
Number 1. Bonapartes. It was the first restaurant Gordon ever visited and still goes down in Kitchen Nightmares history for its ridiculousness. Head chef Tim knows absolutely nothing, though you can't fault him for trying.
And it just went on from there. Told me that he was going to be a chef and he was going to the Good Food Show to meet Gary Rhodes, and off he went.
He loves food, clearly, but with no training, he almost poisons Gordon with a dodgy scallop.
How can you eat that? If you knew they were off, why didn't you say?
No, I didn't. I didn't know they were off.
He eventually gets Tim kind of up to snuff, but when he revisited the following year, things had taken a turn. Not only had Sue closed down Bonapartes, but she'd also gone to the press blaming Gordon for the restaurant's failure.
Restaurant owner hits back after TV nightmare. Since then, Bonaparte's restaurant has hit rock bottom.
It's clear to anyone that Gordon did his best to help, but Sue's the one who hired Tim in the first place and let him do what he liked in the kitchen.
They're not serving any food now?
No, nothing. She said she can't trust chefs and she doesn't know what she's looking for in a chef or all like that, so she's not going to bother at all.
You agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.